Minecraft is an overall very simple sandbox game that is easy to understand. You log into the game, survive the night, build a house, head into the mines, and explore the various different biomes and dimensions that carry large risks, but also many rewards. However, the simplicities or complexities of the game stir the community towards paths of conflict revolving around desired changes to the game that disrupt the balance and split the community into different sections. I was curious what it is that Minecraft players truly want, and so I wanted to look into the controversial takes that the Minecraft community had about the game. And where else to look for controversial takes that are prone to be met with contention and disgust than the incredibly reliable platform Reddit. So I took to the r/Minecraft subreddit in search of the various opinions that divide the masses into its many subsections today. I started off my Reddit post asking, what is your flaming hot take about Minecraft? And of course, it has to be flaming, not just a hot take, because typically when you ask people for their hot takes, they give you the most coldest take imaginable. I also put a little meme here to get that click-through rate up. I mean, a little meme here and there couldn't hurt, right? My post was removed. It was removed by the moderators of r/Minecraft. I should have known I wasn't safe. The reason for the removal is that memes of any kind are not allowed. Please use r/Minecraft memes to post Minecraft related memes. Now I feel like, considering how it says in the rules that you are allowed to make posts where the main content is not the meme itself, I would just slightly pass the mark since it's a discussion post, but fair, I shouldn't complain. I at least got a little over 70 replies before the post was taken down, and it's not like I'm going over each and every take, so it's fine. Now, just to preface, I don't have my PhD in Minecraft yet, man. I'm an undergraduate student majoring in survival basics, so I'm going to be somewhat selective of the takes I choose to confront, but at the end of the day, this is just for fun. If you disagree or even agree with me, let me know your thoughts down below, and with that out of the way, we can begin. Ender Dragon fight needs to be way harder. Putting aside the fact that this is not a hot take, it's something that I completely disagree with. You know I have to bat for the casual side of the Minecraft community, I'm sorry to say. This typically happens in most games where the hardcore side of the community struggles to get the changes that they want because the casuals make up the larger percentage of the game's population. Whether that is good or not depends on what you want changed, but in this context of the Ender Dragon, I disagree, particularly because I think there are more things related to the end that need to be addressed. If I had to put an estimate on it, I'd say 80% of the Minecraft population, possibly 90% of the Minecraft population, has just never beaten the Ender Dragon, which may or not be surprising to someone watching this who has done so many times. I for one have beaten the dragon a few times and didn't really struggle, which is why I can see why people would want for the Ender Dragon fight to increase in difficulty. I mean, you go to the end, you shoot down or break the Ender Crystals with little interference, and you either shoot down the Ender Dragon or wait for it to perch over and over again, with your biggest worry being if you get launched. It's not incredibly difficult. However, just vouching for the casual side of the community, I don't think this should be done. I think a lot of people who have never beaten the dragon simply have no interest in doing it. A lot of people that I've heard that play Minecraft and never beaten the dragon have played for many years, and despite knowing exactly what to do, they just haven't. And I think the answer lies in the reward factor. You beat the dragon and you get XP, but that's not even really that worth it. I mean, most players are just casually playing survival. The XP isn't that necessary unless you're on some sort of hardcore SMP, and even if you need it, it's not that difficult to follow an XP farm tutorial. You risk losing all of your belongings, especially if you fall into the void. The dragon egg is really just a collectible, it doesn't really do anything. That's it. There's not much to really gain. Now you might say, what about the elytra and shulker boxes that you can get in the outer end islands? Well, the elytra is extremely useful, that's without a doubt. You can fly 1,000,000 blocks a second as long as you have fireworks, I get it. It's perfect for travel and for completing large builds, but it once again is not necessary. You're fine without it. And we're talking about the average Minecraft player here. They aren't creating these structures that require tens of thousands of blocks like you see in Minecraft hardcore videos. They're making shabby houses, struggling to get full diamond, discovering netherite, thinking about going to the end, not going to the end, logging off. And chokers, whilst being useful for carrying extra items, isn't enticing enough to be risking death and losing all of your items, especially if you don't use keep inventory. I mean, that would be devastating. Now, I'm not saying don't add anything difficult in Minecraft and just cater to the players who have their 2-week Minecraft phases every 3 months. There is, however, an alternative way to compromise. Entice the players who don't care to enter the end whilst giving the players who can defeat the dragon with ease what they want. You keep the Ender Dragon fight the same, perhaps you add an item that can drop that can be useful to the players if they take it down. You expand the end islands outside of the dragon by finally adding new structures and stronger bosses, along with new loot that you can gain by conquering these structures. Not the same chokers that are extremely boring to fight and just filling every crevice of the end with endermen. Perhaps there's new armor or gear available in a specific structure that spawns that has benefits no armor, not even netherite has. That might make more people more interested in entering the end because there's something brand new there that they actually care about. I mean, we already have the Warden, which is more difficult to fight than the Ender Dragon when you're not cheesing it, and it isn't even considered the end game. To completely reiterate my point, in short, don't buff the dragon, buff the end. I mean, I've already seen some ridiculous things. Have you seen that screenshot going around about how they should make it more difficult to get to the end? You would need a Prismarine shard, an Echo shard, a Wind charge, and Blaze powder for 1 Eye of Ender. Are we being serious? At this point, we want no one to enter the end, and it's making the game harder for not a good enough reason. It's like mod packs adding in a thirst bar. Like, get that out of here, please, it's not necessary at all. I don't know, that's just my take on the buff the Ender Dragon situation. If you disagree, I'm interested to know your take on it. Most gradients that randomly jump from one material to another, then another, are almost always ugly looking and can potentially ruin otherwise perfectly looking buildings. No, you don't need 20 different blocks of assorted materials to make one wall look good. I get how it improves to use different blocks of the same material to give some variety and volume to buildings, plus using different materials for decorative elements and maybe a plant here and there. But your average, I'll use black concrete, a preserver's side, cobblestone, iron blocks, and snow just for the walls of this tiny house, nearly always are ugly. First off, I understand this statement to a certain extent. If you have absolutely no idea of what you're doing, it's likely that you will just throw random blocks together to create a gradient that doesn't look too great just because you wanted to try building above your level. And yes, you don't need 20 different blocks to make one part of a build look good. However, the potential to make it look much better than something plain is very much there. Now, I'm no builder myself, but I truly respect their craft and the dedication they spend meticulously working to refine the diversification of their builds through the usage of many blocks, blending them together to create art that wouldn't be possible without the usage of gradients. One video I watched a few weeks ago, it's a great video by the way, you should check it out, by Snarple, where they held a large-scale building competition, and I was amazed by the things you can do by mixing in so many different kinds of blocks. The manipulation of color and block structure can create an almost elusive-like lens in which you view each type of build. It creates contrast to emphasize specific points of the build, and as you improve this ability, there's no limits that you can't reach. So of course your builds will look rough at first as you don't understand everything that comes with different types of gradients, but it's worth trying so that you can eventually evolve your builds into something that you can truly appreciate and marvel at how far you've come. The Caves and Cliffs update took all the struggle out of mining, and it's way too easy to get diamonds nowadays. I somewhat agree with this take, but just halfway. The struggle of mining is very much still there, especially with these vast dark cavernous areas giving rise to more areas for mobs to spawn, which makes it difficult to mine without a mob trying to attack you every second. But it is true, at least for me, that it feels like it's extremely easy to get diamonds, but perhaps I'm just misremembering it. This really does depend on the player, honestly. I still think it was a good update that vastly shaped the mining experience of players in a positive way. There's a lot more variety underground, And there still are those small pockets of caves, even if there are a lot less than there used to be. I hate Deep Slate. Vanilla Minecraft is absolutely boring to the point that I don't understand how people can enjoy it. I have seen some similar comments in this thread that I want to include in this, such as the game's boring unless you're with friends or have mod/add-ons. I surprisingly agree with this point, but it's mostly due to my lack of skill when it comes to Minecraft in general. I'm not good at constructing good-looking builds. I'm in fact terrible at building. I only have a basic understanding of redstone. I don't feel inclined to challenge myself and create a collection of a type of item or mob in the game. I typically only know how to rush and beat the dragon, get my elytra and shulkers, and be confused on what to do next. And it is precisely because of these things that I typically play on multiplayer servers. It is also precisely my fault that these problems exist, because I am very uncreative when it comes to what to do in a sandbox game where I'm not very guided in what to do, and I don't push myself to improve skills that can make the game much more enjoyable. And that's on me. But it also isn't the same experience for everyone. It's the amazing builders, the redstoners, and people who collect specific things in this sandbox game who truly understand the purpose of single-player Minecraft. You don't really need mods or add-ons, and sometimes you don't even need friends to do what you enjoy in Minecraft. And this is part of why this game is so great and has withstood the test of time, still being one of the most popular games today. Current Minecraft is flat out better than old Minecraft, like in every single way. Agreed. And for some reason, this is actually a hot take in specific sections of the Minecraft community. I mean, nowadays, they add a new colored block to Minecraft and people lose their minds acting like Minecraft has lost all its touch and they miss when Minecraft didn't have a million different kinds of blocks. Oh, the horror. There's too many blocks for me to comprehend. I don't know which to use. I mean, I've been in my Minecraft world for 2 hours trying to figure out if my build should be made with pink or purple concrete. Microsoft, you've ruined my Minecraft experience. How dare you? But yeah, it's not as if older Minecraft wasn't good. It still is good. If you want to play it, it's also readily available to play if you want to go back to the old times. But there are so many newer things that have expanded the overall experience of Minecraft in general that would make the game much worse if they were removed. I mean, at one point, you couldn't even actually swim. You had to slowly drift through the water in a monotonous fashion until you finally reached land. I love that you can actually swim now, along with a variety of updates that have turned Minecraft into the game that we know today. I like the phantoms. What in the world is wrong with you? How could you say something so incredibly terrible? I mean, you're telling me there are real human beings who like those creatures that exist just for the sake of annoying you 24/7? Like, bro, I'm not going to sleep. Take this sword to your abdomen. I'm tired of you breathing the same air as me. I saw another person who said this with absolutely no elaboration whatsoever. I mean, at least give us a reason. There's another one. Just stop, please. There has to be a plague going on in the community. There can't be this many people who think this way. Birch is fine. Most people only hate on Birch because of YouTubers like Camman18, but there's nothing wrong with Birch, really. I use the logs more than the planks actually to texture my white walls. Agreed. Where are my Birch lovers when I need them? Let me know where you're at. Bedrock is overhated. I don't participate in Bedrock versus Java, but this is facts. It's like console wars. Leave the Xbox players alone and let us enjoy what we want to enjoy. We've been through so much. Armor trims was the worst decision that could have been taken by Mojang to give smithing tables a function. Giving them other functions such as changing the shape of the tools and armor, increasing the damage, speed of the tools, etc. should have been the function of the smithing table. I don't know if we have to look at every update this deep. I mean, the ability to customize your armor is pretty amazing. If you want more ways for your tools to do more damage or increase their speed, any type of functional change, you should hope for some new enchantments. I think the usage of the smithing table was fine. This will be the last take that I review this video. The last several major updates were lacking. Archaeology is stupid and so is the sniffer. Trial chambers don't make much sense to me. Where do they fit in lore-wise? Don't they make large copper veins completely worthless? Is the loot even worth it? At least the breeze is cool. The Pale Garden is actually pretty cool, great update. The Happy Ghast is kinda stupid. The pilot goggles they wear are too corny, I hate them, and the way you just find dried gas and soak them in water makes no sense. Where would they even encounter water in the nether? Wouldn't soaking them in lava make more sense? Why not just make gas breedable, and if they're born in the overworld instead of the nether, they are born non-hostile? I agree with the main take of the last major updates lacking. I think there is something lacking when your update really only encourages players to get on for a few hours to grind the item, fight a specific mob, or complete a new structure, just for them to log off and have no more newer experiences. The Trails and Tales update introduced many interesting blocks for building purposes, some fun mobs, armor trims which are pretty cool, and the Trail Ruins which contain some decent loot, but that's pretty much it. I suppose it encourages exploration, but mainly when it first releases. I don't think many people are hopping on Minecraft Survival and looking for the Trail Ruins anymore. There's nothing that special to get from it. Tricky Trials, Trial Chambers, and the Mace, all very cool and fun. Not a bad update whatsoever, but it very quickly becomes a structure that you sit and repetitively grind over and over until you get the Mace, and that's really it for their entire update. There wasn't anything else major that was added. I won't speak on the recent update and the Happy Ghast as it just came out and I haven't really explored the newest version, but from the outside it does seem like a vibes update that doesn't scale that wide. To argue against my own claim, I don't think every update needs to be this large and grand addition to the game. Each of these updates do have their own charms and I don't think they're bad whatsoever, but the variety of things to do per update hasn't really been there for a decent while, at least since the 1.16 Nether update, which completely revamped the Nether experience with new mobs to fight and even trade with, new biomes, new structures, and of course, netherite tools. Going through these hot takes was kind of fun, and right now I'm just bouncing around different types of content to see what I like. So if you enjoy the video, let me know if you want commentary videos similar to this. Consider leaving a like, subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.